ASMR. I'm also gonna go ahead and hit a sound bowl. It's pretty far away, so shouldn't be too loud, obviously, but let's go ahead and hear that. Okay. Now that that has been, hit to go ahead and get us in to this reading is going to be an gateway activation reading. Thank you so much for just clicking the video and liking it as well. If you haven't done that yet, consider that your light incense moment or your sound vote moment. Something that we just do at the start of each video and reading. So go ahead and do that. That like and subscribe button. So just to go ahead and let you know, today's deck is different. It's very new. Like I mentioned, it's a light gold. Well, that came out of nowhere actually, but it's a light activation. Oh no, it didn't come out of nowhere. I pulled two cards. I just didn't remember that I said that. But I pulled two cards. I just shuffled really quickly to see exactly what this deck had in store, to see if I liked it, to see, whatever it had to say. And just two cards that came out. So, of those two cards, we had the card Star Gathering. And the card Star Gathering is about stars aligned, remembering home, and your soul family. So, there's definitely something powerful about just the sky, looking up at the sky, especially if you don't experience a lot of light pollution. You can really see more. So, just trying to go out to that, and your message is that the stars have aligned, and you have found the lost pieces of yourself and your energy. Now is your perfect time to shine. Wow. How amazing. I love that sound. Also with it feels amazing to be aligned, honestly. And what you can see here is the Anunnaki light codes, which is, just about new information, end of a cycle, the energy of an energetic shift as well. So, the Anunnaki is like light beings, and it's someone that's like giving evolutionary downloads, right? So you're recalling like a power. These are light beings, like I mentioned, and when they appear, it's important to know that they are heavenly allies supporting our ascension and our healing. So in the past, they obviously have visited, they're said to have visited civilization, ancient, like Atlantean civilizations, and helped those who are aligned with the spiritual path to ascend to another dimension. So that's why this card coming out with this one is like amazing, because it's saying like aligning, remembering who you are, what you are, and that energy as well, and then allowing that energy to that you are feeling already, allowing that to help you ascend with these different Anunnaki light codes, that energy, the new information. So once you get into, just a place of alignment, new information, new ideas, and just new things that you might not have thought of will, come to you. So So I just, pre-shuffled, like I said, and that's what I came up with. Stellar Gateway Actuation. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this reading because I am very excited to see what energy the collective is ascending into, and definitely believe that if this, if you are here at this point, then it's you. You are the one. So you don't have to deny yourself. You don't have to wonder if it's you. If you want to make sure that you are taking in this frequency, make sure you like the video. Um, that will, be there as a point of, energy for you, like a give and receive energy. So it's very, very, very hard to receive if you don't give. And I say that because there's an energy about that, right? It's hard to take another breath in if you are, pushing out all the air. It's hard to, do a lot of things if you don't, release and also give. So give and take, it's all about that. So I only mention that as well because I'm gonna start shuffling. I mention that as well because there is a quantum energy that is coming in. Now, if you want to be in alignment with this, quantum energy, and you want to heal faster, go faster, think faster than most other people, make sure that you get there will be a link down below for a reading, a quantum healing reading. But let's go ahead and see what you got in this deck. This is a new deck, so it is like harder for it to shuffle. So I'm gonna try to keep like trying to keep at it. Alright, let's shuffle and see what we get. That should be a good enough. Let me know also if you like the sound of the beads down below. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess remove it for the rest of the reading. But hello to the chat. But let me know if that sound in the beginning of the readings is something that you all enjoy. So this is just, the ancient wisdom activating that. Let's see what ancient wisdom do you specifically need at this time. What is the perfect ancient wisdom for you here at this time? Okay. So we have Akashic Stargate. Look at all the amazing portals there. Endless portals, endless realities. So we have aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. So I feel like I wanna get all of these and like go back to back to back. Like I mentioned, this is a new deck. This deck doesn't actually come with any it doesn't come with any numbers on it, which is something I typically give you, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. But just in the energy of the Akashic Stargate, let's see what we got after that. Whatever wants to come out is perfect for you at this time of, changing who you are, where you are, quantumly. So you have Venezuelation Galactic Council. It definitely looks like something. You can kind of see how pink and a little orange and yellow it is, but they're Venetian Galactic Council. It says star being guides answer the call. shine. So I like how it's got multiple of these portals letting you know that you can't choose a wrong path. The only thing that you have to do is answer and then take one of the doors. The only wrong thing that you could do is not act, right? The only thing that you could do that'll be wrong is to not shine, not be who you are. And energies like that. But there is, this energy is like a holy energy. You could say that, it's an activation and an upgrade, and all you have to do, not all, but important parts of that is, to know that you're being led by something great and divine. That's kind of what the first card from the pre-shuffle gave. It was the energy of, Anunnaki or light beings. So this is giving you that energy again. Let's get one more. No, two more. Okay, you have the crown chakra upgrade. Crown chakra upgrade. This card says divine connection, holy experience, miraculous energy. That white dove. So the white dove is definitely like a symbol. How many times have we seen that, right? Just the symbol of, um, the white dove being like pure or, just benevolent in some sort of way. And we all have like that divine connection, even birds. If you'll notice, like when a storm or something is about to come, the animals and the birds that have not lost their connection, obviously, which is the majority of them, all of them, leave or want to leave, right? Because they have the connection to the universe. They don't have a language specifically that we speak, but they speak the language of the universe. So there is a divine connection within us all. So it's about, like I said, even with the guides type of energy. That's what you have. Oh. And here we go. We have Akashic Records. So this is Akashic Stargate and then Akashic Records. A lot of Akashic energy where I feel like if you have been or if you have felt like you've gone down the wrong path before, this energy is both here letting you know that there's no wrong path. But there is freedom that you get from clearing out old stories or releasing past lives. In your past lives, like, mind you, a lot of people may not believe in that, but just go with me for a second. Allow yourself to, be free here. In your past life, you didn't take any of your debt, like your physical debt. You didn't have the same social number. You don't have the same, creditors, whoever that was like looking for you in your past life. They're not looking for you now. So you have to, release that debt, even the ones that's like energetic debt. Just the same way that you can't be held accountable for whatever money you spent or didn't spend or didn't pay back in your past lives. You can believe that the energy of the like karmic debt has been paid up as well. So I love this. This is the new activation that we have here, experiencing new timelines, new gateways that you are, being open to. So we can start this reading at the energy of the Akashic Stargate. Like we said, the Akashic Stargate is the energy of like a frequency of you being in your purpose. You're not being afraid to be in your purpose because you know that being out of it it just wasn't, it wouldn't be aligned. So when you come to the path of a crossroads, you are, making different decisions, right? So in that energy, right? No wrong path, which is a certain freedom to that, but we'll get into this. A Stargate, I'll pick it up here so you can see it. A Stargate is a portal that can take us through space and time to a whole nother universe. It's based on the concept of Einstein and Rosen bridge. I'm pretty sure you learned about that in school or something, but if you haven't, it's like was known as a wormhole, right? Where a speculative structure linking different points of space time is created. In spirituality, a stargate is less about traveling on the physical, three-dimensional level and more about making progress on a spiritual, right? So, a feature of many spiritual traditions is the idea that all of us, right? All of us, we have that ability. I guess I can sit it down now, but this is the card that we're talking about, obviously. A stargate is in our hearts, and that connects us with the central lattice of consciousness or the divine matrix. Um, Greg Braden actually has, a book out like that, so, but there's also a card in this deck that is of that same, like, nature. But the Buddha also acknowledged that we were in the universe. Wow, Jesus is saying, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So that Akashic Stargate is like the portals that you have to, go through those wormholes is within you. Um, he so it says actually Buddha acknowledged that we were the universe. So that's like the same. They're saying the same thing. Is that the things that you want, and you have all of these different dimensions that you have access to. Even in the book, it says don't look with these eyes, meaning the eyes on your face, but look with your inner eye and paying attention to that, right? The Akashic Stargate transports us to a space where we are given the opportunity to make a decision to accelerate the realization of our life purpose, right? So, this is the energy of crossroads. And what's so important that, like, even if you just close your eyes right now, we're gonna do a visualization, very easy. And by the end of this reading, you can tell, you will make the decision that there is a difference that's happening, because that's what you are waiting on, is the decision, or the whole world is waiting for you to make the decision, rather. So visualize yourself at a crossroads. Tune into the direction that feels most joyful, light, and loving. Imagine yourself walking that road. See all that it brings you. So whenever this card is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on your journey. So just imagine that. Like I said, imagine that road and just imagine yourself walking there. That's the end of the visualization that we need, It doesn't have to be very long. Hello, hello, hello to everyone in the chat. I appreciate you all for, saying hello. I appreciate you also for liking the videos, if you will. So you have the opportunity to move in a particular direction, and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming, and you may be waiting for someone or something to make the decision for you. But you aren't here to walk a path that was set for you. You're here to walk a path that you have chosen. The next phase of your journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever direction you take and whatever decision you make, you'll be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar space. Also, know that purpose isn't about doing your duty, it's about living life and then experiencing joy as well, right? So, you don't have to be like afraid of, if you during the visualization you're like, oh, I'm hesitant about which one to take. Don't be. Like this card says, there's no wrong path. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. So we're going to go ahead and look at the Venetian Galactic Council. The Venetian Galactic Council is all about star beings, right? These light bodies here. Answer the call. Time to shine. So this energy is coming out for you, and you can see to be a light body is to understand what a light body is to understand that they are advanced cosmic beings similar to angels. They can just be called that, who come from the planet Venus, right? I mentioned that. They are our starry ancestors and are dedicated to millions of them, and many of us will work with, or many of us have them, have already had them, working with us as our guides. So if you feel drawn to this information or strongly connected to the stars or star people, there's a good chance that there are many extraterrestrial beings around you. So we all, like it mentioned, we all have that, stardust energy within us. We're made of that, right? Even science has proven that, so you don't have to try to disprove anything. If you want to, you just prove it further to yourself. You can go and look it up if you feel so called to. But at this time, many of us whom will be connected to this Venetian Galactic Council is understanding, like I said, there are extraterrestrial beings all around you. So, governed by Lady Venus and Sanat Kumara, the Venetian Galactic Council is a divine board of the directors who are responsible for recruiting lightworkers and leaders on Earth who have the potential to make a huge difference by following the call of their soul. When they come to us, it's an honor and an opportunity to be reminded of a connection that was active before we came into this incarnation. There's no set way of working with the Venetians, but they will contact us in dreams or meditation. So if you feel called to this energy, it is important, for you to remember your dreams. So just having something by your bedside when you wake up in the morning, and then maybe just writing it all out, everything that you remember from your dream, and then you could say like that night before you go to sleep, the next night, looking at that again and rereading it and decoding it and seeing, exactly what it means. But like I said, this is just a sharing of information that can come to you during meditation. Even you don't have to, if you feel like you have a hard time remembering dreams, that's okay. You can meditate, candle meditation, and then you can get that same shared information that will support you on your journey. And they often send spiritual downloads and thought forms or understandings. So even this video is a spiritual download. So in order to receive these sort of things, in dreams, in order to receive these things in meditation, you do have to show a certain amount of appreciation for it. So that's why I mentioned not just writing down your dream and then, forgetting it, but go back over it and reread it. Not just meditating for the sake of, meditating, but, thinking about the understandings that you get when you sit in that. And also not just, looking at things and videos like this and just moving past it, but listening deeply and allowing this information to change you. So dreams about flying or being in space are the ways in which they will come through us. So a way for you to connect, you can look, like I mentioned before, like the starry night, and acknowledge that connection on the starry night, or whenever you see bright stars, acknowledge the Venetian Galactic Council and say thank you for helping me answer the call of my soul. That's another way to just activate that energy, and it's a call of action to you. You're being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, and heal your corner of the world. You can't heal everybody, but your corner. You can inspire them and support them. So, don't let this information scare you or overwhelm you, for you are being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you have been having recently are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes in your life. You're simply being called to move forward step by step by step by step. So the Venetian Council will reveal more information to you. Be aware of these downloads of information in spiritual science, numbers, everything of that nature. that come to you as a confirmation that you're on the right path. And like we said with the, Akashic Stargate, there's no wrong path for you, right? So, whatever path you choose to take that, lights your heart up and, just brings you joy, you can feel safe in that. You can always have, that divine guidance no matter what. So you can't choose the wrong path, especially when you know that there is going to be people looking out for you. So next we have the crown chakra upgrade, right? Talking about the divine connection, holy experiences, and just miraculous energy all around. So the crown chakra is the energy found at the top of the head. If you didn't know, it's typically, symbolized as purple. That's why you can kind of see little flecks of it, but and it's also often symbolized by a thousand petaled lotus. It governs our connection to wisdom, both internal and that of source. Opening the crown chakra represents connecting deeply with the heart of source and drawing down inspiration and insight. So it's even like when you're looking at different spiritual guides and things of that nature, it's you calling down information from a higher plane of existence, not just Venetian, like the planet Venus, but also just another plane of existence that you have access to, but you may not be tapping into, which is the same energy of the Akashic energy. But this card transports us to a sacred hall with pillars representing the divine connections. You can kind of see those pillars if you look really closely. But source is here and a gateway that is guarded by a white dove. So in this, the white dove is a symbol of protection, but it's symbolizing the Holy Spirit, the Holy Mother. It may seem as though this is another realm or dimension. Ultimately, it is found within, just like we mentioned with the Akashic records. That's how you get access. If you're being told to look here or there, don't be fooled by that. Be looking inside with your inner eye. So this card calls us home to ourselves, encouraging us to claim our divinity. Visualize the crown of your head opening and bursting with infinite clear and a rainbow light. Send a signal from your crown up to the heart of heaven. I want you to actually be visualizing this. Visualize streams of consciousness pouring into you. Wow. Imagine listening to that, and mind you, just because it pours all into you at one moment doesn't mean that you're gonna, have all of these things. Like I said, you won't have access to too much that you just can't bear. So it will come to you slightly in dreams. It will come to you, not slightly, but just, it'll come to you in dreams. It'll come to you in meditation. It'll come to you in the form of urges and information. So your crown chakra has definitely been upgraded. The spiritual connections you have always had are now being acknowledged. So you have always felt that there was something special about you. I know that you have. And that is now being confirmed, right? Parts of yourself that you have run from or just ignored are now being reclaimed. This is an important time for you are uncovering gifts and wisdom and moving through healing. You may have experienced moments, multiple even, that have tested your faith and your belief in the divine. Know that it is okay and no grievances are being held against you. There's no problem with, questioning that, obviously, with our abilities. If they are, if they're not as tangible, if we can't experience them when our see, hearing, smell, taste, touch, all of that, if we can't experience that way, there is a certain amount of mystery if you can't see the light body because your eyes can only see certain parts of the spectrum. Hell, even like cats cats and dogs can see, different parts of the spectrum that you cannot. Dogs, I don't think, but cats, even they can see different things that you can't see, right? So it's not about holding that against yourself. It's about knowing that the Holy Spirit is within you, and this is a coming home to your truest self. You are also being encouraged to prepare yourself for miracles. Expect to experience wonder and blessings, for you are being surrounded by healing light. Divine encounters and holy experiences are happening around you. If you had a challenging relationship with spirituality or religion in the past, this has now been healed, and you can move forward in an authentic way. Experience the divine on a personal level, and beyond the limitations of unnecessary dogma, you are connected. So it's kind of funny that even in like a lot of holy books, what's actually in there is that we are not separate from the source. But when it's being like preached or taught to you, you're being told that, there's only one person with the connection, and it's not you, or, the pastor or the priest has the connection and not you. And, that's basically the same thing that I'm telling you. If you're being told that, look here, look there, and, this person has it and this person has it, that's a clear telltale sign that someone is taking advantage of you. How you can see that that is not happening is by people who aren't, getting off on telling you that they're all that there is and that you're nothing and that you should, pay them, to get the things that you desire. Um, so it's not time for that. It's time for you to know how divinely connected that you are. And last but not least, the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records is about, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and gaining a sense of freedom. Akasha is a Sanskrit word that means ether or sky-based. Look at that. So all of this is talking about, the things that the unseen realms. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there and it's not supporting you. You can't see gravity, doesn't mean it's not keeping you down, right? So, as explained above, the Akashic Records are a compendium of the universal elements, right? So, all of these experiences, all of these lifetimes that you have held, that others have held in the spiritual realms, the Akashic Records is like very large, very vast, and it has been described as indestructible tablets of astral light. So it's not about, having an actual key to someplace, or, looking for anything, or, thinking that only certain people can have access to this. You can visit the Akashic Records in dreams, in visions, and in meditations. This card also mentioned that, right? When you are receiving that, it's the energy of, the Galactic Council. If you feel like you can't access the Akashic Records, if you feel like, oh, you'll have a hard time, if you have a mental block about that, not that it's actually true, because it's not. But if you do have that, energy, or if you want it the easy way, tell, the Venetian Galactic Council that you're answering the call, and let them know that you want them to pour in that information. Let them know, because it can be easier for them as light bodies than it is for you in this 3D dense reality, right? So we are transported or guided. In this case, you can be guided as well to connect with them. We are being given the opportunity to take an inventory of our life and all of the events that have taken place in it, and to gain information on lifetimes past. So ask your angels and your guides to direct you to the energy of the Akashic Records. Visualize that right now. Close your eyes and imagine light bodies like that's on this photo, or just, you can make up whatever color, whatever feels right for you. And imagine, asking them to guide you towards the energy of the Akashic records in your dreams and in your waking moments as well. And this is the best time to do it because you are now, falling asleep, or you're in that mode of relaxation, and this is the best time to, access the unseen world. So if you are feeling stuck or unsure, ask the records to reveal. If you are feeling stuck or unsure, you can ask the records to reveal to you any essential soul lessons or information so that you can fulfill your purpose during this lifetime. And that can be done step by step by step. So, your message here is when you draw this card, the universe is releasing you from past experiences. These can be soul based memories, fears from previous lifetimes, or older aspects of this current lifetime that you have moved on from. So, even in this lifetime, you have, jumped timelines. So, the person that you were, you're not that way anymore. So, it is, perceived as like a total different lifetime, because when you make a quantum jump, that's what you can be seen as doing, right? So know that this is the time to reclaim your freedom and rewrite your story. You can do this by following through on your dreams, going on the days of fear-based indecision. This is the time to rise up and claim your truth. If you are sitting on a dream or are feeling called to move in a particular direction, it is because you have unearthed an important soul memory or soul lesson, and it is essential for you to follow that call. That's why I like that card. Every card that you have is like leading you. This in like explanation of this card is just telling you everything, within this reading that's true. So it's saying, that divine connection, you can have holy experiences and miraculous energy when you tap into the energy within yourself, when you answer the call that's happening within yourself. And as you do so, don't allow yourself to be pulled into experiencing the worst possible outcome. Know that this is not your truth, but old energy being released from your energy body. Call in angels to shine their light on any repressed fears, energies, or stories that are no longer serving you. It's time to fly high in freedom. Dang, I like how I said fly high in freedom. And what do we see here? A divine dove bird. Definitely all connected. Like, this energy is definitely all here for you. It's all connected. And I definitely feel like if we get some tarot, we will be able to see, just more insight into this. So we're gonna take some quick tarot. One fell out. Sure, let's tap the cards and see. I love the sound of the boxes. Let me know if you want to hear the boxes sound. Let's go ahead and shuffle this. While I do that, make sure you all are liking the video. So, let's see what we get when we shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, so the card that you have coming out is the energy of the moon. Number 18, the moon. This card is all about intuition, subconscious mind, mystery, and illusion. So this energy, the moon, is definitely like a feminine energy as well, a divine energy. You can tell that by water as well being here, which the moon controls the oceans on this planet, but also the energy of the moon you can see is connected to the water in all humans, but it also controls and has a direct tie to the like feminine menstrual periods as well. So there is a definitely deep truths like hidden within the stars within you. That energy cannot be denied, and it says the moon is a reminder that no matter what phase we are in, we are still whole. Embrace that unknown truth. I like that. And this card even says like, what fears or truths are you avoiding? In the Akashic records, like that energy is the one of, not being afraid, right? Not being in that energy of, fear. That's the same thing that we just read. So let's go ahead and see what other card comes out for us. Also, the 18 comes to 9, which is about completion, right? Okay, so we have the card of the Four of Cups in reverse. It's talking about new opportunities, gratitude, and emotional renewal. So the card that it is clarifying is the Venetian Galactic Council, which is, a feminine energy as well. But it's mostly talking about, the new opportunities that it can bring you and being grateful for those energies. Also being, having an emotional renewal when you get new information, when you have different access, when you know that you are being guided, uplifted, and supported. It really makes you feel, it makes you feel renewed. It makes you feel restored. It restores hope within you when you know that you're not alone. Because in our daily lives, in our mundane daily lives, we may not be experiencing like a holy, miraculous experience every day. So, just remembering that you have that connection to otherworldly amount of knowledge and otherworldly amounts of favor and, just things like that, it can help you. So, let's get one for this Divine Connection card. Okay. So, you have the Crown Chakra Upgrade card that is being clarified. I think two actually popped out, but we'll take the one that we have here. Is fairness, justice, truth, and balance. The future depends on what we do in the present. Balance is the key to everything. So the two dates that we have also is September the 21st and October the 20th. Also February the 21st to March the 20th. So it's like something that happened here can be, reaching ahead in this energy of September, October at the end of this year as well. The number 11 is like that balanced energy. So where you may have felt there was a no in the beginning of this year, there'll be a very clear yes. But it does take, an emotional gratitude, an emotional renewal. Once you know that, the divine is on your side, and it has never not been on your side, and you're not being like punished as well. If you have ever had those non-believer moments, even though some people will try to make us feel, like bad about not being 100% sure of the divine connection, even though it does take holy experiences. It takes miraculous energy. It takes the dreams. It takes the meditations. It takes, that diligent spiritual work. It takes, showing up for yourself in a different way. It takes, doing the hard things, So, even on this card, this is the second one that popped out. yourself when you know the divine truth for yourself. You don't even have to experience it like in the way that I'm saying. It just takes like that contemplation or that understanding, that step by step by step. Even if you look to science, if you really want to prove the existence of this other world, science has done that. So it doesn't take you having personal miraculous experiences, because the things that you wouldn't consider miraculous are actually very much so. You know, you just being born is amazing and miraculous, you know. So a lot of people don't take it as that, and they don't know that, but I'm here to tell you that there has been many miracles for you, even if you're not aware of them. Even things that bypass you and doesn't happen to you is a miracle as well. So situations that you have never been in are also miracles, and you can find those opportunities there. And like I said, and until you are grateful on an emotional and spiritual level, or just grateful for all of the past experiences, no matter how high or low they may seem, you may not get that new opportunity. So it does take, you know, you being guided, you being, you know, aware and just understanding of how answers come to you through the Akashic records, through the, you know, different stargates, through jumping mentally in your mind, through changing your mind and allowing for, you know, the truth to ring out in your head first. That's how you see the new opportunities in the world, and that restores justice in your life. That truth restores real justice in your life, and balance as well. So for the last one, we have the Akashic records, and we're going to shuffle to get one of those. Let's see. Try to guess which one it'll be in this big deck, but let's go ahead and see what you get. Okay, we have the 14 card of temperance. Temperance is all about balancing energy. Balancing energy is a pathway to wisdom, and moderation is the key to achieving balance. Wow. So you know, it's actually funny that I thought about just reading that quote is how I mentioned the Akashic records, and just visualizing that energy being poured into your crown chakra, right? And you know, the amount of information that is, it is, you already have a lot of information, right? But the more information that comes in, it will not overwhelm you, because it will be like a slow release capsule, right? It will give you exactly what you need when you need it, and will keep, you know, pouring that in. But it's really up to you to answer the call, right, of the council, of any of your angels that you're asking this information of. If you're asking them to go and retrieve that information to you, what's absolutely necessary, and to bring it to you, and to answer your call, then don't avoid it, right? Don't be avoidant. Don't be scared of taking the wrong path. This energy of temperance is all about moderation, balance. Again, we're talking about balance, healing, and the energy of harmony, right? So even if that is your end goal, if that's something that you, obviously we all want harmony, right? We all want that Libra energy, air energy of, you know, balance and mentally being okay, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't feel mentally balanced, it puts you off kilter, right? So a lot of people think that if they get all the money in the world, or all of the physical things that they desire, that they will be happier, but I am definitely here to tell you that that's not true. So it does take a mental shift first. I love this energy. That's under the deck as well. The number 3, the 3 of Wands is here, and it's just telling you that there is so much progress, expansion, growth, and foresight. Also, just different partnerships. So partnering with the divine, as you can it says this is a card of partnerships, but he doesn't have anyone by his side, right? And you may be saying, well, how is he partnering? He's partnering with spirit, partnering with, you are partnering with light bodies with spirit. So you may not see them all around you. Like even everybody on these cards are all alone, right? Um, wow. If you're just tuning in because people are, still, but if you've been here the whole time and you've been paying attention as you drift off into your sleep, I mentioned that dogs and animals just typically, even you can see the scorpion down here, they typically have a greater connection to the universe, and they don't doubt it, they don't question it. You as a human, you are questioning it. So even on the Four of Wands, you can kind of see this benevolent spirit is delivering a miracle, something that this person is kind of like, well, I'm not sure if I believe it, that energy of you thinking you're alone because you're all that you can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell in your vicinity, but there is so much more for you. Sorry, there is so much more here for you, right? So I'm going to tap on this box. Once we tap on this box, we're ending the reading, obviously. Oh, if you wanted to know about this deck, this is the Gateway of Light activation, letting you know that you are at a portal. A very important portal that you have to mentally choose to jump through. So, if you have enjoyed this reading, make sure you like the video. I appreciate you before being here. And I will play a sound bowl sound just to cleanse our energy of that, that of our energy to call in this reading and call it anything that you need. So you can set an intention before I hit it, and once you do, alright, know that this is coming to you. So as you receive these sounds, you can close your eyes and visualize the energy also being poured into your crown chakra, for anything that you need: information, knowledge, wisdom, love, money, success, happiness, freedom,